Balloon Beats.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk Live. I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, as usual, joined tonight by the man, Pataskivas Xenofontos. How are we doing tonight, Farrah?
I'm good, man. How about you?
It's been a minute since we've seen you.
Yeah, it's been a good
You're
2
back?
weeks, but it's good to be
Better
back
than
on a good snowy Thursday.
Bro, I'm so over the snow. However, we do have Yankees baseball back. Paris, since we've seen you, pitchers and catchers have reported. Listen, we have a couple of storylines that we could kind of discuss. I will start things off with our usual attendance / roll call. Shout out everyone in the chat. Let's go. We got CJ, Aiden, Parker, Kevin, Bright, Pistol Pete, Hater, Lori, Nick, Hater. Oh, I think I already said Hater, didn't I? Yeah. Yo, Hater times 2. Corey, Ben Wilson, Sagashioka, boom, boom, boom. Let's see. Who else we got? We got Daniel, Christopher, Jake, Victor. Shout out to everyone currently in the chat. Appreciate you guys for stopping by at Unhinged time, which is 9 o'clock. But listen, pitchers and catchers have reported today for the second day. We'll start off with a little bit of drama that went down in Yankees universe. Me and Brandon recorded an episode about this whole situation that will come out tomorrow at 12. So I'm not going to give like my full take on it, but we'll address a little bit. And that's Zach Britton and Domingo German. First day of spring training, Boone had a press conference and he said German would be welcome back in the clubhouse. Clearly, based on Zach Britton's comments today when he was asked about German, that's not the case. He kind of said you don't get to pick who your teammates are. Obviously, there's a little bit of hostility towards Domingo German, rightfully so, as well. The clubhouse clearly isn't a big fan of him. So, I don't know. It's a tricky situation. I wasn't expecting them to welcome him back with open arms. And while they are accepting him as a teammate, I guess, obviously not as a person, I just hope that this doesn't carry on further into spring training and the regular season, because this is a team that wants to win a World Series. That's their main goal, obviously. They don't need any distractions like this moving forward, correct?
Yeah, I agree with that, especially since that Domingo German's going to be fighting for that 5th spot in the rotation. So it's going to be a lot of hostility. Yeah. I feel like instead of focusing on Domingo German fighting for that 5th spot with a bunch of other guys, I feel like the media is going to buy into how now with Zach Britton's tweet, how do the other Yankees feel? And I feel like that's going to be a majority of the questions in press conferences now with the hitters coming in and going forward against other teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tricky situation. Like I said, I just hope the Yankees can kind of put it behind as the season rolls on. It's going to be tense. It's going to be tense for a while. We know that. But, however, speaking of pitching, Luis Severino, we got a little bit of an update for him. He's throwing at 120 feet, I believe, and they expect him to be on the mound within the next couple weeks. That's great news for Yankee fans, especially because we've talked about this. Luis Severino obviously isn't going to be a key part in the rotation this year because we're expecting him to return probably around July, August, the latest. And when he does come back, the Yankees are obviously going to be very cautious, right? We're not going to be expecting 70 to go like 7-8 innings. I even predicted they might throw him in the bullpen a little bit, especially come the postseason time. So hearing that he's going to return to the mound in 2 weeks, it kind of scares me a little bit just because I hope that he's not being rushed. I don't want him to have any setbacks. So I do think the Yankees are going to take their time with him. But when do you think that Severino should be back with the Yankees?
I mean, if you really look at it, didn't Noah Syndergaard get his Tommy John surgery around the same time as Severino did back in last June? And Syndergaard's already throwing at the mound, but if you really don't want to rush it, considering how injury-prone Severino's been ever since he got his contract extension, I wouldn't bring back Severino till mid-August. Because if they say he's ready by July, send him down to AAA, let him work a couple innings down in a game, and then bring him up. But bring him up in the bullpen first before you put him in the rotation. Because when Sevy struggled a couple years back, they put him in the bullpen, and that's when he excelled. So I feel like if you give him 1 or 2 innings out of the bullpen every other day, I feel like we can get prime Luis Severino back.
Yeah, it definitely couldn't hurt. I think it would also be kind of a smart move, just because like on the cautious side of things, right? Like you don't want him to like come back, throw too much, and then all of a sudden, bang, he's out again. Because we haven't seen a full season of Luis Severino like since when? Like 2018, right? Even 2018, was he fully healthy? I don't even remember. But it's been a while since we saw a full season of Luis Severino. But yeah, well, let's check out some of the comments. Yes, hashtag Hennessy for presidency 2036. Yeah, we have 15 years for that, but yeah, it's definitely gonna happen eventually. Let's see some of the comments. What's up, guys? I feel like I haven't seen Para in quite a long time. It's true.
Yep.
Last time you were on content, probably like trivia a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, the last round of trivia.
Yeah, man. Good times. Trivia will make a return one day, but that's mostly like an off-season thing. We're not going to do that like while there's actually Yankees news to talk about, you know? Don actually has a good point here. We can't be hard on German, not Chapman. I agree. Both of them should be treated the same way. Both domestic violence incidents, not allowed by any means. But yeah, I understand everyone has their own take on this. Obviously, Chapman should be treated the same as German. But I think the thing is the German situation is fresh, right? The Chapman situation is a few years old already. The Yankee clubhouse isn't necessarily thinking about it, and they're not being asked questions about it. So that's why the Domingo German situation is a little bit more in touch.
And I feel like people are hard on Domingo more than they were on Chapman, because Chapman was out of the blue, but German's been sketchy on Instagram and social media lately. He keeps posting these cryptic messages and then deletes his Instagram, and then he does it again. So I feel like that's why people are more hard on Domingo German, because domestic violence is unacceptable regardless of the situation. So
yeah, it's their eerie social media posts, bro. I mean, I get like a lot of it, like it's not really like Yankee baseball related, but he has to know like Yankee fans and Yankee media outlets like follow him on social media, and like when they're seeing these posts, they get concerned for the dude, you know, because like it's serious. It's a serious situation.
Yeah.
Like, and I think like the Yankees should be doing. I'm sure they are behind the scenes, but like making sure that like Domingo German is like mentally stable. You know, because like some of the things we've seen on social media suggest otherwise. And I hope they do get him some sort of help. But yo, Pat, have you seen that the Yankees are still open to signing Gardy for around $3 million? I did see that. Not too sure how I feel, because the Yankees don't want to go over the luxury tax threshold, right? And I think they only have like 3 to 4 million to work around with until they pass it. So they're like, all right, we got 3 million left. Just give it to Gardy? Like what?
Honestly, if I had 3 million left, I would sign David Robertson over Brett Gardner in a heartbeat.
I would too, but I honestly think Robertson's going to get more than 3 million.
Yeah,
like earlier on in the offseason, I thought like he might take like a 1-year deal, but after the showcase and like all the hype that's kind of like surrounding him after that, I can't see him taking 1 mil. Especially, bro, Rosenthal. Let's address this situation really quickly. Trevor Rosenthal signed an $11 million contract with the Oakland A's. $11 million. I mean, this kind of relates to what I've been talking about, really. I mean, because I suggested, I'm like, look, I think the Yankees aren't really going after Rosenthal because his price tag has to be too high. Because if he was fairly cheap, the Yankees would have nailed him by now. But the Yankees were not giving this man $11 million.
And out of all teams, the Athletics giving a player $11 million, let alone a relief pitcher.
I don't even know what to say. Like, that's a lot of money for Trevor Rosenthal.
Yeah.
A lot of money. I mean, considering Colome, who had like a pretty similar season to Rosenthal, he got like 6.5, I think. That's basically half of
Who
what
did Colome sign with again?
The White Sox, no? I think. I'm pretty sure he signed with the White Sox. Or he was on the White Sox.
He was on the White Sox.
Okay, he was on the White Sox. He signed with the Twins.
Gotcha.
1 year, 6.25. Yeah. I mean, but that's crazy. Fucking. They also signed Mitch Moreland as well. I don't know what that contract was. I'm assuming it wasn't close to $11 million. But shout out to Trevor Rosenthal, bro. I mean, that dude had an awesome season. He had some rough patches the past couple years. He started off awesome with the Cardinals. Then he caught a case of the yips, according to Brandon. And then he worked himself back. So shout out to him. CJ says, bro, you were at 700 something earlier today. Now you're posting 900. Congrats, guys. Let's keep it going. You're going to hit 1K by the weekend. We'll see, CJ. Originally, my goal was 1K by opening day. I'm pretty sure we're going to hit 1K way before opening day. So listen, shout out to all of you who continue supporting the channel, liking, commenting, subscribing, watching the recorded videos, watching the lives every night at 9 p.m. Genuinely appreciate all of you. So thank you. Hashtag Cole for player manager. Wouldn't be opposed to it. Tyler says, I think German could get traded. Tyler, I don't know about that only because A, what value does he have right now? And B, what other team would want to deal with this distraction, right?
Very true.
They don't want their players being asked about a domestic violence case like day one on spring training. Chibuzi says, Hennessy Mahomes 2036. Now that's a ticket. That's quite the ticket. 2 Patricks, bro? When has that ever happened? 2 people with the same first name.
But who's president and who's vice president? That's the real question.
Oh, obviously me. I mean, what the fuck? Let's see. It's a great idea to start Sevy. Should take baby steps before going into the rotation. Since we gave him an extension, he's our future. It makes sense. Yeah, I kind of forgot about the Sevy extension.
I think it was the end of 20. No, was it early? It was early 2018. He got the extension, right? During spring training.
I think so. Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, he tore his labrum.
Yes. So 2018, he was hurt too. 2018 was not a healthy year for Luis.
He tore his labrum. He came back in late August. And then he decided to warm up 15 minutes before a playoff game against the Red Sox, and we haven't seen him since.
Wait, but he made 32 starts in 2018. So it had to have been before 2019 then. Because he pushed a full season in 2017 and 2018. Just 2019, he only made 3 starts. And 2020, he didn't pitch at all. So I'm guessing the extension, chat, if you guys remember, was the extension before 2018 or before 2019? Let me know.
It was February 15th, 2019. You're right.
Okay. So that makes more sense because, yeah, he did pitch a full. So
it was 2019. He tore his labrum.
I would understand why the Yankees would give him the extension after that. He was coming off an excellent 2017 and a really good 2018 as well. So yeah, the extension made sense at that point. Let's see. For sure, D-Rob over Gardy. I love Gardy, but D-Rob would do more for us. I would agree. There's no need for Brett Gardner at this point, especially after the Jay Bruce acquisition. They have Mike Talkman as well. Greg Allen, Socrates Brito. Like there's so much outfield depth, bro. There's no need for Brett. Para, who you taking? D-Rob or Gardy?
D-Rob 100%. Like I keep saying it in the chat. I could see Gardy signing a 1-year, $7 million deal with the Phillies to reunite with Joe.
I mean, you think Philly's actually going to give him like $7 million though?
But don't forget, the Phillies also said they were looking to trade Zach Wheeler and not re-sign Real Muto, but they gave him the money.
It's true, I guess. Okay, so the A's contract for Moreland was under $3 million, which is kind of a good deal. I think Moreland was on the Red Sox last year, and then he got traded to the Padres at the deadline. I think he was pretty solid for them, if I remember. I don't know where he's going to play for the A's. Probably DH since they traded away Chris Davis to the Rangers. But okay, Moreland actually was trash with the Padres after being traded. He was he was batting .328 with the Red Sox, and then he went to San Diego, batted .203 with a .240. Damn, bro, hear me out. In 2020, to start the season with the Red Sox, he played in 22 games. He had a .328 batting average, .430 on base, a .209 OPS plus. He had 8 bombs, but then he went to the fucking Padres. Bats .203 with a .247 on base, a .362 slugging. Mitch Moreland. That's why you got less than $3 million, my guy. Jesus. Parra, it feels like you haven't been on since December. How do you feel about the Yankees bullpen if Sevy and Domingo are putting it?
That's if Domingo even makes the team.
You don't. That's a good. Do you think he'll make the team? Yes or no?
No. With all this
No?
controversy and the way everything's going to shape up, I think he's going to start off the season in AAA.
I mean, it's possible, especially considering if he does get off to like a slow start in spring, which isn't impossible. We saw him struggle in the Dominican Winter League. It's possible they throw him in AAA. I mean, he hasn't pitched since mid 2019, so it's very possible that he starts the season in AAA. Let's see. If they sign Gardy, who gets the last bench spot, Dietrich or Bruce? Spring decides it all. For all these roster battles, I think you could agree with that. Between like Talkman, Bruce, Ford, and Dietrich, it all depends on how these guys perform in spring. If one of them has like a Greg Bird type spring, they'll easily get that roster spot.
That was the funniest thing. Greg Bird always outperformed himself in spring training. Come regular season, he hits 1 home run, and then he's hurt.
Every year. Every single... I feel like this is the typical Greg Bird season, right? Pull up to spring training with all the hype in the world behind you, hit like 450, and then opening day comes around, hit a bomb on opening day, and then kind of be good for the first few games, then absolutely suck the rest of the season, and then maybe hit a big home run against Andrew Miller in the playoffs. But I mean, that's the story of Greg Bird's career. Hopefully he finds success with the Rockies because he did sign a deal with them a couple weeks ago. Swainer says, I can totally see Sanchez hitting for a 110, 230, 300 slash line in July and getting injured, and the Yankees DFA him and trade for a catcher at the deadline, then signs with another team in August or rakes. Swainer, I'm going to be honest. I think Gary Sanchez is here to stay.
Regardless if he struggles, they're not going to just let him get off that easily.
I mean, even if he does have like, if we're talking like a cumulative 110 slash line and not just like his July slash line, like all the season up until July, then maybe we might be talking about like giving up on Gary Sanchez. But I can't see a scenario where the dude's batting 110 in July.
Yeah.
He's not that bad of a hitter. Like, I know he had real struggles last season and in a very short sample size, but he's not a 110 hitter. Like, I don't even think Tyler Wade would hit that low. How many years did he get on his extension? Do you remember what the contract was?
Let me check.
It looks like it was 4 years, $40 million, which isn't bad. No, not a bad deal at all for Severino. I mean, it kind of sucks that he hasn't pitched in 2 years, but yeah. Let's see. What did this guy want to be called? I think it was Brog. Because I was like, what do I call you? Your name is like 899-9998. Because you know what it reminds me of? You know, like when you get those text messages and it's like, you're running low on data for this month. that's like the text. But all right, Brog, I think. Hey Pat, I'm kind of confused about Severino. Is he injury prone? The dude pitched into back-to-back top 10 Cy Young finishes, then collapses.
Yeah, he is injury prone, sadly. He got his extension, tore his labrum, came back, and then he got Tommy John surgery the next year. No, or did he tear his labrum and get Tommy John the same year?
I think so. He tore his labrum before 2019, right? Mm-hmm. And then came back around like September, I think.
Yeah, he came
just
back
in time for the postseason. And then I think in the off season, or was it before spring training last year, we found out he needed Tommy John.
They said that he got hurt during the playoffs, and then he kept getting MRIs around December, and they came back negative. And then the week they pitchers and catchers reported, they did a MRI with the dye, and they found out he needed Tommy John surgery.
Makes sense. Also, I apologize. I said Brog. It's Borg. I apologize. Like I was just one letter off there. I was down the right path. I fell off a little bit. But yeah, I guess we could say Severino's kind of injury prone. Kind of in like the same boat as like Judge at this point. I'll classify them as injury prone, but that doesn't mean that they can't change that narrative in the span of one season.
Absolutely.
Like if Judge comes out this year and plays like 150, that's all I'm asking. Even 140, I think we could kind of put those comments to rest of him being injury prone. Let's see. Johnny says, Gardy is much better than Greg Allen and Socrates Brito. I hope that was a joke. listen, I think Gardner is better than those guys, but like the difference isn't that substantial. You know what I mean? Like I'd like to see Greg Allen get a shot this year.
Yeah,
I'd like to see him prove
he'll
himself.
get a shot towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but if Brett Gardner doesn't come back, there's a chance that Greg Allen even gets to be on like the opening day roster.
Very true.
So it's like, and especially like they're gonna want to give like Hicks days off. They're gonna want to give Judge days off throughout the year. So I think that Greg Allen could get a decent amount of playing time if Brett Gardner doesn't come back.
If it comes down to if Gardner doesn't resign and it's between Greg Allen and Mike Tauchman, be a good battle between the two.
Yeah, because I mean that's what we want to look at in the spring. Also, Derek Dietrich, throw him into the mix too. Like I said yesterday, there's a possibility that he dethrones Tyler Wade as being like that utility man. He obviously doesn't have the speed that Wade provides, but he has the potential to provide a much bigger bat than Tyler Wade does. Parker says, I'm aware I'm colorblind, but I'm 95% sure my blueberry yogurt is pink. So Parker, here's the thing. This might have to do with the color blindness. Maybe it's not actually pink, or maybe you just have like a defect yogurt, because if it's a blueberry, it should probably not be pink.
Should be more towards blue, purple type of color.
Yeah. Okay. And very interesting. Boone in his press conference already said that Frazier's our left fielder. If they do get Gardy, use him as a pinch runner or leave an outfielder where there's an injury. Sure. My only concern is, let's say, because we heard Boone say the same exact thing last year, right? And then Frazier got cold, Gardner got hot, and who do we see start play more in the postseason? And that was Brett Gardner. So I just don't want Clint Frazier to slump, Brett Gardner to get hot, and then we see Gardner starting more over Clint, because that's just you just can't. So. No. It's not like the Yankees don't have any other outfield options. They clearly do. Like we mentioned, Mike Tauchman, Jay Bruce, even Estevan Florial, Greg Allen. Like, they have options. So I don't think wasting $3 million on Gardner when all you have left is $3 million is kind of worth it at this point. Let's see. Has Parra been on since O'Day even signed? I don't think so. Also, you forgot we have Double D as depth. Who's Double D?
Dietrich.
Derek Dietrich? Yeah. Yeah, Parra, have you been on since O'Day signed?
I don't even think so.
Do you like the signing? Big fan.
I love this.
Did you see his press conference today?
He honestly looks like an evil villain from one of those animated
You know what he
movies.
looks like? Imagine like movie plot right here. Ready?
Yeah.
So Brett Gardner, he's just like a small town kid, right? He's just all of a sudden he becomes a superhero. But he's facing like a future evil version of himself. Darren O'Day is the evil version of Brett Gardner.
I agree with that concept. I agree with that concept.
Yep. Yo, if someone's like a book publisher, you could take my idea. Just email me so we could work out like negotiations for that. And B, I would like some sort of royalties. So definitely hit me up. Does Tauchman have an option to go to the minors? I'm not too sure. Maybe. Probably. I don't know. Who are you having as your number 5 starter? This isn't, bro. Devi Garcia or Domingo German. Give me Devi Garcia any day of the week. Every day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Agreed?
Agreed. What was that famous saying David Garcia said on that social media post? We're in this together?
I don't even remember. Yeah. All I know is that he told me on Instagram that he's wearing Pedro Martinez's number. It wasn't Gerrit Cole's. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Good. And everybody started reporting about it.
Yeah. Some people didn't even give me credit, but yeah, whatever. We're not going to call them out. Pat, out of all starters, who you think is more likely to land on the DL? So many ifs. I hope they all play to their potential. I'm going to say nobody, just because I don't want anybody to bash on me if like the person actually lands on the injured list. I'm saying nobody. I'm saying nobody, bro. Could the Yankees get David Robertson or Gardner? Well, not Robinson. Wasn't David Robinson a basketball player for the Spurs? Yeah, right. Not him. David Robertson.
Is it bad to say that David Robertson's a Yankee system player? Any other team he goes to, he struggles.
He was decent in Chicago, no?
He was all right.
I think he was solid with them. I mean, let's see. So he left the Yankees after 2014, I believe, right? So he went to Chicago. He had a 3.41, a 3.47, and then in 2017 he had a a 1.84 split between the Yankees and White Sox. After coming over to the Yankees in 2017, he had a 1.03 ERA. Damn. And then 2018, he was solid. Struggled in Philly in 2019, but it was only 7 games. Like David Robertson, like I think we're kind of underrating how good his career has been. Like we're talking about a dude who, like if you take the 7 games in 2019 out of account, like he's never had higher than a 3.5 ERA.
He's
never.
A solid but don't forget, he was given the keys right after Mariano retired. He was like, "You're the new Yankee closer." So
I mean, rightfully so. Rightfully. So. I mean, he earned it. Damn! Shout out D-Rob, bro. It's really interesting sometimes to like go back into these guys like career stats and just like put their whole career into perspective, because sometimes like as the years go by, the narrative changes. Like AJ Burnett's one of those guys. Like we kind of think that he was like this ace with the Yankees. Like he had his moments. That's why we have the narrative. But his career stats weren't that good in the Bronx. Kluber is the pitching version of DJ, just has had more injuries.
That's a very good
solid take. That's a solid. They're both machines. They're both robots.
They're both set back. They're laid back. They have like no expressions.
Yeah. Game Time Sports says, hot take, I see Kluber pitching Game 7 ALCS and Yanks to the World Series.
That's a really hot take.
It's a nice take. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Some of these hot takes, like, they piss me off. Like Brett Gardner, 10 years, $10 billion. But this is a nice one. It made me smile a little bit.
Yeah.
Bench. Dietrich to mash righties, wait for his defense and speed, can play outfield and the infield. Miggy to mash lefties. That's interesting, Isaac. Hickey is the backup catcher. So who gets left out there? Ford, Talkman, Bruce, Miggy on the bench. Honestly, a lot of people are forgetting about Miguel Andujar. Rightfully so, too.
We all know how Jalen feels about Miguel Andujar.
Oh, Miguel Andujar. It sucks because he had so much potential and so much value at one point.
In 2018, we all fell in love with him, and then in 1 year, we all wanted him gone.
Sad. Yo, CJ says, yo, Para, no. Pat, stop talking. Para, you read. How have you been? How was the first 2 days of spring training? Love you, bro. Para, this is all you. How have you been? How has life been for Para?
Life's been good, man. I recently got engaged a couple weeks ago. Some great
Congrats to Para in the chat. Congratulations.
Just working hard, trying to live the dream of becoming a broadcaster one day. And I love you too, CJ. I love you too, man.
Para's the man. Love for Para in the chat. Big eyebrows. Big bushy, nice eyebrows. Let's see. Honestly, the A's at worst might have paid like $5 or $6 million to get ideally 2 top prospects in exchange for a potentially elite reliever. How much did Hendricks get? He got multi-years. I know that. So, I mean, replacing Hendricks with Rosenthal, like, isn't that bad.
Not at all. Those are the top 2 relief pitchers of the offseason, to be honest.
Agreed, yeah.
Let me see.
While you pull that up, I want to talk about Swainer's comment really quickly, and that's about Marcus Stroman, right? This is something that happened today as well, a little bit of a storyline. Marcus Stroman's salty. Did you see his interview? How he said how he laughed at Yankees rumors and hates the Yanks and is so happy to be a Met, keeps ripping on the Yanks, hasn't been in the postseason 3 years. I'll give my take on it. I think Brian Cashman kind of started the beef when he said that Stroman wasn't a game changer. I think it was in 2019 when he was traded to the Mets. Stroman made a response back. That should have been it. Stroman has dragged this on for the past 3 years. So unnecessary. But listen, it's not like we care what Marcus Stroman says about the Yankees. At this point, like, he's just dragging it. It's unnecessary. But listen, if he's still emotional about it, like, just let him be emotional. It's not like it matters to us in any way, you know?
Yeah, it was 3 years, $54 million with the club option in 2024.
Okay, so I'm no mathematician here, but what's, like, how much AAV is that?
I'm not really good
54 divided by 3 is, like 17?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it? Am I that good with math? 18? 18 plus 18 is 36.
Well, the luxury tax salary was 18.
I don't know. I'm stupid when it comes to math. Let's see. Swainers, he said he used to be a Yankee fan when he was on the Blue Jays. Why is he switching up? He's just pissed that the Yankees said he wasn't a game changer. Like that's really it. Great vid today, and I agree. Cole is walking into the season with a vengeance. Yes, Anthony, thank you for watching today's video. We had 2 videos come out today, actually. One of them about Derek Dietrich, the other one about Gerrit Cole. So if you guys haven't watched those, definitely go check them out. But yeah, Gerrit Cole, Para, I don't know if you saw the interview he did with the New York Post, but they basically asked him like some questions about like his expectations going into the year. Based on his comments, like everything has to do with the World Series. Like that's all he wants. And listen, I addressed in the video and someone commented like, because I said in the video, like 2020 could be considered like somewhat of a down year for Gerrit Cole. And this guy commented, he's like, it wasn't a down year by any means. And when I say a down year for Gerrit Cole, I mean to his standards, right? There were a few starts where it was evident he just didn't have his flow, and he just didn't really have he wasn't as comfortable as he would like to be. So that's why I say it was a down year in his eyes. At the end of the day, he still had a 2.8 ERA and whatnot. Yeah. But that just goes to show what could be considered a down year for Gerrit Cole is still an amazing season. That's why I'm so hyped to see what he's going to do this season, because now he's comfortable. The fans are going to be back. We know he wants to pitch in front of the fans. He knows what his plan is going into this year. He's not a first-time Yankee anymore. I'm so excited to see Gerrit Cole this season.
The only thing I wish I can see with Gerrit Cole this year is he can lower his pitch count, because there was times he was up at 80 pitches by the 5th inning. So that's the only thing I wish I could see out of Gerrit Cole.
Yeah. Let's see. Swainer, you're right about this. Dietrich probably won't replace Wade just because of the fact that Wade plays shortstop. That's huge. I said it, I think on the video that came out today about Dietrich. I wish Dietrich did play shortstop, because if he did, that would provide the Yankees with so much more opportunities to use him in, because we know shortstop is a key position. You need to have at least one person on the bench play. So that's why Wade is most likely still going to find his way on the bench. But you never know. Let's say Dietrich hits 400 this spring. The Yankees are going to find it hard to keep him off the Major League roster. Pat, did you see Fangraphs give the Yankees 6 top 100 prospects? Medina, Dominguez, Oswaldo Peraza, Schmidt, said Schmidt twice, and Alexander Vargas all made the cut. Yeah, I didn't see Fangraphs prospect rankings. But yeah, solid. The Yankees have 6 top 100 prospects. It's awesome. But Dominguez is on there, bro. Not even playing one minor league game. Dude just
Dominguez. He's a Martian.
Britton is not too happy of Herman being in camp because of what happened last year when Herman said he was done with baseball and not done with baseball. I think it goes deeper than that. But yeah, we addressed it earlier. It's a situation that I hope doesn't really find its way past spring training, because once the regular season starts, I don't want these guys being asked any questions about this situation. It's just because it sucks. My first thought, I thought of O'Day, was he looked a little bit like Dr. Evil. That's a really good comparison. You remember Dr. Evil? Isn't that from Austin Powers?
Yep.
Yeah. Solid movies. Para could be Dr. Evil. Brandon could be Mini-Me. I got our Halloween costume.
And Brian could be Austin Powers.
Yes. 100%. You just got, bro, he doesn't have to brush his hair back. Just keep the bangs down. We've seen Brian have bangs before. Yep. It's a realistic. I'm excited about that. Besides players being injury prone, is there anything else that you guys are afraid of that can make the Yankees not make the playoffs? Love the live stream. Hashtag unhinged to 1K. I love the way you ended that. But not really. I think injuries are the only thing that could stop the Yankees from making the playoffs this year, to be honest.
Yeah, and not striking out too much.
Even if they do, I mean, I don't see that being
as long as they're not only aiming for home runs and trying to make contact and score all those runs possible on base. That's all that matters. Yeah. And like you said, injuries is the number one reason why we've been held back from a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Victor says, I think that number 5 spot is Devy's to lose. Yeah, I would have to agree 1,000%. That number 5 spot is Devy's. Looking at the rotation going into the year, it's most likely Cole, Kluber, Tyone, Monty, Devy. No questions asked. Unless something crazy happens in spring training, performance-wise or injury-wise, that's going to be the rotation going into the season. And also, Boone didn't take away the fact that they might use a 6-man rotation, which is possible, especially considering you might want to be cautious with guys like Kluber and Tyone, especially since they're just coming back. So I think a 6-man rotation would be solid for the Yankees, considering they have depth options like Herman and King. They could definitely do it. Peter, shout out to Peter. Good evening, everyone. Peter, you're the man. Pistol Pete says apparently Robertson was 11th in Cy Young voting and 22nd in MVP voting in 2011. Yeah, I mean, bro, the dude has had bro, in 2011, David Robertson had a 1.08 ERA in 70 games.
Respect.
That 2011 season was nice. D-Rob could sign a 2-year, $8.5 million contract with $3 million for this year and $5.5 million next. Maybe it's possible.
I'm down.
Definitely possible.
Bring him back.
Let's see. Oh my God, another. Okay, Para. I think people do it intentionally now. Para reminds me of Gary Sanchez for some reason. Hater, you're not the first person to say this. Derek Lewandowski of NYY Recaps was the first one, I believe, to say that Para looks like Gary Sanchez. And now here we have another comment saying he's Gary Sanchez.
Hey, man.
It's not a bad comparison.
Not at all.
At least you're not called the Walmart Tyler Austin. All right. Let's see. Did you get engaged on Valentine's Day?
No. Valentine's Day is my anniversary, but I got engaged last month. Towards the end of January.
Hashtag shut up Stroman. I like that too. That's a quality hashtag.
But that's the thing that makes me laugh about Stroman. The question was, how do you feel about being a Long Island kid being traded to the Mets? I'm glad I didn't get traded to the Yankees.
It's an unnecessary shot.
That's not the question, man.
He's like,
half a majority of my family was Mets fans, not Yankee fans. Like, you're that salty?
He's like, yeah, it's nice coming to Mets. Fuck the Yankees. Hate the Yankees.
That's basically what he said.
All the rumors, I hate the Yankees. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's nice being on the Mets, of course.
Yeah,
I love Queens.
Yeah, it's the media making all this stuff about me who wanted to become a Yankee.
I think that Stroman is heartbroken that he's a Met and not a Yankee. Possibly. Stroman cracks me up. He was a Yankee fan as a kid, and he goes out and says he was going to get traded. He didn't want to go to the Yanks only if he's lying through his yellow as his teeth. I don't think his teeth are yellow.
The funniest thing is there was one video I saw on Twitter of him giving up a home run to Judge towards the end of the season, and he was laughing when he was with the Blue Jays. He was like, I can't wait to be.
He's a character, bro. He's a character. Also, what I do want to touch on tonight, actually, me and Sean kind of touched on it yesterday, but I want your input. What do you think about the Fernando Tatis extension? 14 years, $340 million. I mean, damn. Who do you think wins in that? The Padres or Tatis?
Him, without a doubt.
Yeah,
because there could be a point in his career where he drastically drops all his stats and everything. He's not.
The dude hasn't played a full season.
Good for him. Honestly, if you're 22 years old and you secure the bag at that young of an age, good for you, man.
Hopefully, I could secure that bag in 2 years. We can only hope. Yes, Tim Tebow retired as well. Yes, Met legend. Probably will be enshrined in the Hall of Fame in a few years. There was a short clip of Kluber on the Yankees Twitter account, and he looks pretty good from it. You'd think he might not look as good, and his arm action would look worse because of the shoulder injury. I saw the clip. Yeah, Kluber looks great. Tyone looks great, too. I saw a video of him as well. Let's see. So Power is Dr. Evil. Power is Austin Powers. Brandon is Mini-Me. Who's number 2? Why does that sound familiar, but I can't picture who number 2 is?
Very good question.
Number 2. Interesting. I haven't seen fucking Austin Powers in years, bro. Let's see. With O'Day, we now have our new Megamind replacement considering Gardy's departure. But is Gardy actually departed, though? Or has his flight been delayed? That's the question. Maybe he just decides I'm not getting on the flight, just heads back home to the Bronx.
But the funniest thing I saw with Gardner, he's like, I would like to come back with the Yankees, but if I'm forced to go somewhere else, I'll keep my options open.
Apparently, the Yankees still haven't had negotiations with him, so I don't know who to believe anymore. MLB ranks Judge as number 21 in the league. Judge after winning the 2021 AL MVP, and I took that personally. I'm down with it, bro. The rankings are so stupid. Like the fact that anyone takes any of this stuff with more than a grain of salt. Like, why do we care what MLB ranks these players? Like, genuinely, it makes no sense. People put also when MLB Network makes those positional ranking shows.
Yeah,
bro, whatever.
I don't pay attention to that.
They rank Stanton 97 or something.
Yep.
We all know Stanton's not the 97th best player in the game.
Cole's ranked at 11.
That's pretty fair. I mean, to be honest. Let's see. Yeah, I thought it was a Walmart Gerrit Cole. So, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I thought it was okay. Chat. So there's 3 people I've been called the Walmart version of. One, Walmart Tyler Austin. I think that was the original one. After that, we had Walmart Gerrit Cole. And then after that, we on the Royals Love Fest stream, then we started the Walmart Andrew Benintendi. So it's very interesting. Chat. You guys can let me know which Walmart version am I? Cole, Austin, or Benintendi? Chat, let me know which one you guys would prefer I be. Yankees Twitter has rent-free prime real estate in Stroman said. I'm pretty sure he has half of us blocked at this point. Yeah, the dude's just a very emotional guy. Who's that? Gary Sanchez?
Yeah, it's my twin.
I see it, Para. If you clean shave, maybe thin your eyebrows out a little bit. I see it. I see
Why
it.
not?
Could Herman get DFA'd or traded? Or he could really retire this time. I think what happens with Herman would be a demotion to AAA if he has any options left. I'm not too sure. If not, probably DFA'd. I don't see him getting traded anywhere. I don't know why the Yankees would trade him. I don't know who would take him at this point. It's a weird situation. I hope it doesn't end poorly, to be honest.
Sadly, I actually don't think he'll make it throughout the season with the Yankees.
I don't think so either. To be honest with you, I don't see him lasting the season with the
Yankees. I feel like he's good. He's gonna think to himself that he's ready to come back, and then something's gonna happen. He's just gonna get away from the Yankees.
Yeah, I get it. Let's see. Number 2 was the dude with the eye patch. Why don't I remember that? Now maybe I got to touch up on my Austin Powers knowledge. I don't even know.
I'll look him up for you, buddy.
Go for it. Have you seen the Stroman gif where he gives up a home run to a Yankee? I have not seen it, but I'll definitely look it up. As soon as I saw DJ was ranked 14th, I knew the list was trash. Yeah, DJ. Oh, that's me? Okay. All right, I'll take it.
That's
all right, Daniel says Benny biceps. All right, dope. Julio, shout out to Julio. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for stopping by. What about putting Herman in the bullpen potentially? That's another possibility too. I could definitely see Herman being thrown in the bullpen. But I think it definitely all depends on how spring training goes. Much like most of these guys that we've talked about tonight, keep an eye on them in spring. Parker says you look most like Benintendi, but Cole is the funniest. Sure, fair enough. Christopher says, can you see Gleyber getting extended like Tatis? Definitely, the Yankees are not giving Gleyber Torres 14 years, $340 million. I can guarantee you that.
You can expect a Gleyber Torres extension in 5 years. Not now.
I mean, in 5 years, he'll be a free agent. You think they're going to wait until he hits the free agent market?
Well, that's what they're doing with Judge, too.
Para, right now, who are you locking up? You have the option to lock up one of these 2 guys. Judge, Gleyber, who are you picking?
Damn. I got to go with Judge.
Yeah?
It's Judge all the way.
Yeah, I just want to see a healthy season out of Judge.
I want to see a healthy season out of Judge, and I also want to see a breakout year for Gleyber. I just want to see Gleyber go off, him being well offensively, defensively. I just want to see him go off. I just want him to prove himself that he can play shortstop. That's all.
Fair enough. Pat equals Walmart Cole. Gotcha. Appreciate it. Walmart Benny because Unhinged KC is undefeated. Yo, Unhinged KC, bro. I mean that's up and coming. That's the next location we're going.
You're a diehard Royals fan now too.
Bro,
you and
diehard Royals fan. Like the fact that like the Royals are just such a fun team. Like, and my twin is on them. Like it makes so much sense all around. Like shout out to the Royals, and they have such a nice colorway. Shout out KC, bro. And apparently they have really good barbecue.
Yeah, they do.
Like, wait, you've been?
No, I've never been to Kansas City.
Oh, you're lost. But also, did you know there's a KC in Missouri and Kansas? There's 2 KCs. 2 of them.
That's awesome.
Just saying. As long as Herman shaves and has short hair, right? Yeah, I think the rainbow dreadlocks are gone. The ones that we saw on Instagram last year. But yeah, I don't really know what's going on with Domingo German, to be completely honest with you. Let's see. You guys should do a Yankee draft of who you would want on your team. Can you each pick 5? I think this is something that we should do like when we have like the whole team on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we do like a draft, like each of us like pick one player. Because if we do it now, it would just be like we just go back, Judge, Stanton, Cole, DJ. Like you know what I mean? Like, there's no thought that's really put into it. Griminator is locking up Glaber because of Judge's injuries, and Glaber's a lot younger. So Judge is how old?
Judge is, I believe, 28, 29 years old.
Okay, Judge is 28. Glaber Torres is...
He's going to be 24 this year.
All right, so he is 24.
He is.
Yeah, he turned 24 in December. So there's a 4-year age difference between them. That makes a big difference in baseball, to be honest. So yeah, you're probably locking up Glaber instead of Judge, just because of the age thing, you know. You know, Acuna is getting 100 over 8 when Tatis is getting 340 over 14. Yeah, I mean, but I think that's more so of like Acuna getting fleeced, right? Yeah. I mean, Albies signed a really low deal too. What was Albies' extension? That one was brutal.
Wasn't it like a 7-year, 43?
It was something crazy.
I remember it was like a 7 year.
7 years, $35 million.
I was close.
What? Like, did he not read the fine print?
Who's his
like
agent?
When you get a coupon and it's like you must spend $1,000 to get a free pizza. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Bro, 7 years, $35 million for Ozzie Albies.
That's kind of sad. I wonder who's
finessed. Absolutely finessed, bro. Shit. What is your next vid going to be about? Tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time, Matt, we have a video coming out about the whole Zach Britton, Domingo German situation. It's pretty interesting, honestly. Me and Brandon talk about it. Let's see. He's gonna regret the 14-year part. Probably, maybe. Depends if they win. I'm assuming there's opt-outs on the deal. I can't see like a 14-year deal with no options.
Does he have a no trade clause?
Maybe. Probably. I don't know. I don't know the details of the contract. Like the new channel name, but you should have changed it to Unhinged Royals. True. Unhinged Royals, new channel coming soon, right? Maybe. If I'm the Yankees, I'm locking up Domingo German 15 years, $700 million with an additional bonus of $500K if he doesn't hit his wife. Bro, fucking offer him $700 million if he doesn't hit his wife. Like, Jesus, bro. Let's see. There's only one KC. It just goes over the state border. I'm stupid, bro. So it's just one city that goes over 2 borders. It's not 2 separate cities. I'm so disappointed in myself. It's okay. No. Okay. Moving on. Yankees should DFA Sanchez if he sucks again and then give Chirinos a platoon role. Sort of like what the Nationals did with Kurt Suzuki and Yan Gomes. But that's if Sanchez really sucks. Like we said before, if it's July and he's hitting 130, maybe. But like if he's in like 200, I don't think they do that.
You think he'll hit over 20 home runs this year?
Mm-hmm. I think Gary could hit 20 home runs with his eyes closed. Like I'm pretty sure he was on pace for it last year. Like what did he hit in the 60-game season? He had 10 home runs last year in 50 games. So yeah, I mean, if Gary plays a full season, like we're talking easy 20 home runs. I don't know what his batting average is going to be, but
I think he just had a lot of stuff going on through his head, having like an ace to work with, like trying to find the adjustments. I think he was just overthinking a lot of stuff, and I think go to the Dominican League and just rethinking everything, he'll be okay this year.
Yeah, I agree. Dirtbike Nation says, you, Derek, and if you can, Dan from Yankees Ave should do a big collab. Actually, funny you say that because breaking news chat, Derek is going to be on live Saturday at 9 p.m. He's going to be my special co-host. So definitely stay tuned for that. That's going to be a fun live stream, me and Derek. And yeah, maybe we could get Dan in on some content too, because we're all solid friends. Dan's my boy. Love Dan. Shout out Yanks Ave. Shout out Dan. Love all the Yankee content creators. Good people. Casey has calorie pear trees that smell so horrible you will never go back. Ben, see, this is why we love Ben. Ben is just a character. Like Higashioka Boom Boom Boom.
Boom. He's a home run smoker.
Smelly calorie pear trees in Casey.
They smell like exactly like dead fish.
Dead fish mixed with some other fluids. Keone Keller got $3 million with the Padres. We missed out there. See, apparently he's another clubhouse distraction, but it's okay because we already have one. So he probably would have gone along with Domingo German pretty well. I wasn't a big fan of Devi selling out for Command when he came up. Yeah, I mean, I know he did pitch harder when we saw him like in the Futures game and at other points in the minor leagues, but it's like I think a lot of like when he hit like 96, 97, a lot of it had to do with adrenaline. Like in the Futures game, obviously he's going to be pumping harder as usual. But listen, I think if he's selling out for Command, like, okay, it is what it is. Albie should sue them for grand larceny. No, literally. Grand fucking larceny, bro. The Braves are fleecing their players. It's not fair. But, like, who said the players had to agree to these contracts, right? Nice talk, Par.
No, I'm actually reading Ken Rosenthal's tweet about Rosenthal's contract. He's not making $11 million in 1 year.
What does he
The
make?
contract's deferred. He's making $3 million this year, $3 million next year, and then $5 million in 2023.
Well, I mean, the contract's technically still $11 million. I mean, right?
Yeah, it is, but
yeah,
it's through deferred payments.
Yeah, it's not like a Bobby Bonilla kind of thing where he's getting like $500K every year for the next 20 years. But yeah, any place we can see some new Yankee pitcher and catcher video? Are we talking like from spring training? I think so far, like the only ones the Yankees post on their Twitter or Instagram. But like you probably won't see like a bunch of new videos until like the games actually start, you know?
You can also check TikTok too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they post a lot on TikTok now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Sanchez has an option to go to the minors. They may do it if he's bad after June or July. Possible. Yeah, it's definitely possible. Gerrit will hit 20 home runs with only 25 hits and 150 strikeouts. It literally wouldn't be that far-fetched of an idea.
No.
Like, genuinely. What's your opinion on Dietrich signing? I predict it will be a steal of a signing. Yeah, Nelson, actually funny you say that because the video that came out today, I believe I made the title, Derek Dietrich could be a steal for the New York Yankees. Derek Dietrich is the type of guy where he's a spark plug, like Para mentioned before. He could be the Yankees' Nick Swisher, a little bit less talent. But I think, Derek Dietrich can hit, like, if he gets a decent amount of playing times, we're talking a guy who could easily hit like 15 home runs in the Bronx. Lefty power bat. And he pimps bombs. We love to see it. Is Para on the KC train or Bozo like Lonzo?
I'm on the KC train, bro.
Oh!
I love the way they just rolled into the playoffs. They came back against the Athletics in the wild card game, and they just gotta have respect for them.
They have a fun team going in this year.
Yeah.
You have a fun team. Just saying.
Shout out to Whit Merrifield.
I think if Gary continues to play bad, Austin Wells will be our starting catcher by 2023. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I saw on Twitter, Austin Wells taking BP today. Bro, for a dude that hasn't played a minor league game yet, like he has such a pretty swing.
He was hitting nukes.
I love Austin Wells, bro. Like, I think I did a podcast with Derek on his channel about like Austin Wells and Anthony Siegler. Easily, I love Austin Wells. He's obviously not as good defensively as Anthony Siegler is, and I don't think his career is going to like remain a catcher. But I mean, hitting wise, I think he has much more potential than Anthony Siegler does. He's a beast, and like scouts compared him like as a hybrid of like Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber. Take that as you will, but I mean those are nice comps. I just want more Sean. Can we have a Sean Petrucci versus John Verducci? Is it Verducci? John Verducci shirt. Yeah. Sean will be back on Tuesday, maybe. I think Tuesday. Wasn't Sean on yesterday? Yeah, Sean was on yesterday. So listen, if you want more Sean, go check out our YouTube channel, and there's 2 videos on there. The 2 most recent are with Sean. for the Sean fan club out there. I still don't know how much money the Yankees will be paying Justin Wilson this season. Did they announce it?
I think it's like 2 or 3 mil.
I heard 4. I don't know how legit that is.
But they haven't really officially announced him.
Yeah. Ben, the whole downtown might be horrible smelling, but like, let's take the KC hate from a 10 down to an 8. I'm asking you to take it down to an 8. It's just 2 points. 2 points. How many people do you think are hitting 30 home runs this season on the Yankees?
My 3 predictions for 30 home runs: Voit, Stanton, Judge.
I'm going to say 4. I'm going to say those guys, but I'm going to throw Gleyber Torres into the mix.
I hope so.
You know who's a dark horse for that? Clint
Gio
Frazier.
Urshela.
You think Gio could hit 30?
Why not?
I don't, bro. Like, my dark horse has to be Clint because, like, in a full season, like, knowing he's the starting left fielder, I think we might see some damage out of Clint. Just saying.
I mean, his swing is clean.
It's sexy. It's not
He
even
just
clean.
rocks
It's
it.
sexy. Let's see. Hot take. Yankee Stadium will be back at 100% capacity come the playoffs because America will defeat COVID by then. Anthony, I like it.
I think by then, majority of the country will be vaccinated, so I don't see why not.
I think by postseason, I don't know if we'll be back at 100, but I'd say 75.
Yeah, I'm 100% down. I would
mean,
love to see
I would
Yankee
say-
Stadium rocking again.
Bro, by the summer, I think we could see 50%.
100%.
Easily. Because
I agree.
I think, honestly, like 10% for opening day seems like too little. Like, I don't know
It's
if it's just me.
I think it's 5,500.
I don't know. It's better than nothing, but I think like 25% would have been better.
I would rather have 5,000 fans at Yankee Stadium than having to hear MLB The Show sounds.
True.
Because it's the best reaction when I'm watching a game with my dad and he's like, why are they playing video game sounds?
CJ says, I like Austin Wells, not gonna lie. I can see Austin Wells is Gary Sanchez and Anthony Siegler's Kyle Higashioka in 4 to 5 years. Yeah, listen, I'm not knocking Anthony Siegler. It's just he doesn't have the bat that Wells does. He's a switch hitter, switch pitcher too. He switch pitched in college a little bit. But yeah, Austin Wells as a future utility guy as well, possible. He's just a really solid hitter. Who's your favorite Yankee creator / YouTube? Us? No, I'm playing. No, my favorite, I think like some of these guys are like good for different things, right? So like as far as production quality goes, Derek, MYY recaps, top of the line, bro. Like no one produces better quality videos than him. As far as like on top of like highlight videos and like rankings, Dan easily. Bro, Dan is so committed to those highlights. He'll do the highlight videos while he's at the games. And then you also got like Talking Yanks. They do great content stuff too. Yeah, there's a bunch of awesome Yankee content creators out there. Gio tops out at 25 home runs this year, in my opinion. Possible? It's possible. Yeah. For my players who are going to hit 30 plus home runs are Judge, Stanton, Voit, Gleyber, Sanchez, maybe Clint. Sanchez is an option too.
Yeah.
Like, I know Gary sucked last year, but like, let's not discredit the fact that dude has pop. Like, he could hit 30 home runs and still bat 220. And like, I would consider that an amazing season for Gary, especially coming off what he was, bro. Get out of here. I'll take anything.
That's what Joey Gallo does. Bats 220, but it rakes.
True. Hot take. Dietrich hits 30 home runs and pimps 32 of them. Listen, I think if Dietrich played every game, it's possible he hits 32 home runs, but he's not. He's not even going to have that opportunity. No chance. He's lucky if he plays in like 75 games.
The most I could see him playing is 50.
Yeah, right. It really depends on spring training. I'm telling you. 5 or 6 Yankees at 30, definitely possible. Unhinged is pretty damn good too. Thank you, Lori. Genuinely appreciate that. I don't think Voit is going to have over 20 home runs. If Voigt's playing a full season, I think he's getting over 20. I mean, he hit 20 something last year in like 60 games. Like, I think he could easily do that in 162.
Did he get surgery on his foot, or he opted not to get surgery?
I think he did. Yeah, I think he did. Or he was just in a walk-in boot for a while. I don't remember. Yeah. Why was Boone so high on Chassin during the press conference? I'm getting scared, Pat. He was pretty high on Chassin. in the press conference. Listen,
Your
I
lease.
think the Yankees view him as like a veteran arm that they could maybe rely on. Because let's not forget, like as far as like the end spots in the rotation, they are relying on like Devi Garcia, Domingo German, Michael King. These are all young guys that they don't know what they're necessarily going to get out of. So I guess like the Yankees are happy to kind of have like a veteran journeyman in Yoli Chessin to kind of have as an option, even if I don't think he'll start the season on the major league roster, but they could always call him up from AAA if it's necessary, you know. How much home runs do you think Judge will hit this year?
If healthy, he can hit more than 40.
Easily. I mean, bro, if Judge and Stanton are both healthy, like Victor said, they'll easily hit 40 each, no doubt. We need to pinch hit Derek Dietrich against Chris Archer this season. Like,
100%.
bro, so they had a brutal rivalry when they were with the Reds and Pirates, right? And now the Yankees and Rays already have their own rivalry. Insert Dietrich and Archer into that, you don't know what to expect. Like, bodies might hit the floor.
Imagine the Yankees and the Rays get into a fight the game before, and Dietrich just calls up, or he's already on the main roster, and Archer's pitching, and then Dietrich just rakes him right to right field.
And pimps it. Fucking bat flips, opposite dugout. Oh, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
I got the horses in the back.
And the crowd's at 50%.
You would love to see it.
I would love to be there. I would love to be there. Hot take. Cashman makes a move at the trade deadline. You know, considering he hasn't done anything the past 2 years, yeah, this probably would be a hot take. Just because, I mean, I kind of said this yesterday too. I think this is finally the year where Cashman realizes like some sort of sense of urgency, right? I think at the deadline, he might go after like the big fish to just put the Yankees over the hurdle and have them like solidify themselves as World Series favorites in the American League.
I agree.
Voit did have surgery, by the way.
All right.
Makes sense. I figured he did. Hot take Nick Swisher for next manager. That's interesting.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I probably would be just because we're like going to another guy who just has no manager experience. Like if we're going to get rid of Boone, like at least give me a manager who knows what they're doing or like has some sort of track record.
I agree.
I don't understand why we fans never ever complain about depth. We've had more injuries in the past 2 years in the history of baseball, Matt, but I think that's the key. And I think that's why we saw Brian Cashman go out this offseason and get so much depth. I can't remember the last time the Yankees had this much depth. We're going into the spring training this year with so many roster spots like in competition just because we have so many guys who are capable of being at the major league level. Like we're talking 4 guys competing for a few bench spots. We're talking about a spot in the rotation that's up for grabs as well. A lot of bullpen spots up for grabs. Ton of depth in the bullpen. Don't forget the bullpen's kind of set, but you also have guys like Kyle Barraclough, Adam Warren, Nestor Cortez Jr., Tyler Lyons. These are all Nick Goody. They signed with Derek Dietrich as well. Yoli Chessin. These are all guys that can compete for spots on the major league roster and be productive at the same time. So God forbid there are injuries, which there are going to be throughout the season, whether if it's a reliever or an outfielder or an infielder, the Yankees now have some sort of depth to replace those guys that they haven't had in years past. Do you remember the depth that they had going into last season?
Yeah.
Jordy Mercer, Matt Duffy. I mean, they're definitely an improved team as far as depth goes. Imagine Yankees versus Astros in the ALDS or ALCS.
Imagine Yankee Stadium.
At 100% capacity.
It's going to be brutal.
You'd love to see it. I really want Cashman to trade for Kyle Hendricks at the deadline. I would love, bro. I wanted Kyle Hendricks like this offseason, but it's like I could definitely see him more likely being traded at the trade deadline. But however, it all depends on 1, how the Cubs are performing, and 2, what the NL Central is shaped up as. Because like personally, I think the NL Central is going to be like the definition of mediocre. So the Cubs might still have a chance to win it. And if at the deadline they are still in competition to win the division, I don't even think Hendricks will be traded, which sucks.
I could see Brian getting traded within the next couple months.
Brian? Where should we trade him?
I think we should trade him to the Pittsburgh.
We should, right? Like, bro, just get Brian out of here, bro. No, but Brian, yeah, I could definitely see him getting traded. Maybe the Blue Jays. I know they were interested for a
I
while.
think the Mets. I think the Mets are gonna get him.
It's possible. It's possible. Do you think Yelich can be moved after this year if the Brewers don't do anything and he has another MVP caliber year? I thought Yelich could have been traded this year, but it makes sense why they didn't because he's coming off a down year. You don't really want to capitalize on that as far as trade value goes. But yeah, if the Brewers have a down year and Yelich mashes, why wouldn't they think about trading him? It's not like the Brewers are set up right now for like a great future, especially like within the next few years. So yeah, they could cash out on Christian Yelich. I don't know when he becomes a free agent, but it's probably within the next couple of years. But yeah, they could definitely do that.
Didn't you just sign an extension with him like a year
Did
or
he?
two ago? Yeah,
He might have.
I think it was like 5 years, $150 million extension, or more than that.
Probably, to be honest with you. That sounds familiar. Yeah, 9 years, 215, which is kind of a steal for Christian Yelich, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Johnny says, I still don't understand why Cone didn't get the pitching coach or managerial job. I think he would be infinitely better than Blake as a pitching coach and Buffoon as manager. I would love David Cone as manager, bro. I know we're talking about like a guy with no experience, but like, I don't know. Something about David Cone, I'm actually surprised he didn't get the pitching coach job as well.
Yeah.
But I get why they went with Matt Blake, just because he's apparently like an analytic god. So, I don't know. Daniel has a cold take. Unhinged gets to 2K by opening day. Listen, Daniel, that would be an awesome scenario to happen. We'll see. All right. Hot take. Brian Cashman gets rid of Sanchez and Wade, while Chirinos, Bruce, and Dietrich all rake. Unfortunately, Sanchez and Wade play like they did in 2020. I hope not.
No.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see Listen, it's very possible that Wade performs at the same level as he did in 2020. As far as Sanchez goes, I think he'll be better just because like Wade, we've seen like a consistent track record of him like batting very poorly. Sanchez, like he's had his ups and down years, but we've never seen anything as bad as last year. So I think like there's no way he get any worse than that. Is Altuve going to have a bounce back year or does he need the trash cans?
Trash cans. Because I feel like the Astros entirely think that this situation is going to go away after the season.
Oh yeah, they thought like, bro, when they found out that there was no fans in the crowd last season, they were probably licking their lips, like they were probably so excited. Little do they know, fans are not forgetting about this. Anywhere they go this season, even at 10% capacity, they're going to get ripped to shreds by every fan base in Major League Baseball.
I saw Alex Bregman on TikTok. He made a video and all the comments were trash cans.
Not surprised. Like you guys are gonna do that and not even be apologetic about it. Like you deserve any shit talk that you get. You know. Better improvement. Trade deadline. Hendricks or Severino. My vote Sevy. But the thing is, you could trade for Hendricks and Sevy still comes back, so you could do both. You know. Unless the Yankees go the route and they're like, our trade deadline acquisition this year is Luis Severino coming back from injury. Because you know they're going to try to pull that. It's
not the first time.
Yeah. You have 69 viewers. Nice. I actually have a solid question. We all forgot about Matt Bowman. Does he make the majors or not? I'm very confused about him. I believe Matt Bowman isn't pitching this season. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he's having Tommy John this year. And the Yankees signed him to a 2-year deal, kind of like what the Dodgers did with Canely. He's just going to like rehab with the Yankees this year. I could be completely wrong, but I think that's what I remember about the signing. If you want David Cone as pitching coach, why not get Paul O'Neill as a hitting coach? No, thank you. I'm okay.
Pat loved the Paul O'Neill in his basement segment.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the Paul O'Neill basement thing. It got old very quickly. Like opening day, it was kind of funny. Not opening day, like whenever the first game of the season was. But yeah, not a fan of it. I can't see Sanchez playing worse than he did in 2020. I don't think it's possible for him to play worse than he did in 2020. Genuinely. The idea that like Sanchez could bat lower than 147 over a full season, there's just no way. Talkman, Wade, Estrada, Andujar, Schmidt, and Frazier for Castillo and Amir Garrett. Would you or wouldn't you? And too much or not enough? So we're talking Talkman, Wade, Estrada, Andujar, Schmidt, and Frazier. Parra, are you doing that? I think we might be giving up too much.
Take out Schmidt and Frazier and just trade the first four.
Yeah, but then the Reds would say hell no to that. I mean, if you and take out Frazier and Wade, and then I'd probably do that.
I would agree.
Because I feel like you're giving up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. I mean, it seems like a lot. Or maybe like replace Wade with a prospect.
I didn't see Amir Garrett at the end.
Yeah, no, it's for 2 players, but like I don't know. Even the 7 fans at Tropicana will boo the Astros. True. Also, don't forget Altuve had the yips thrown last year. Yeah, that was bro in the playoffs. That dude could not field to save his life. Oh my!
I feel
God.
like
I wish I could feel bad.
Out of all the Astros, Carlos Correa is the biggest.
Oh, I hate that dude. Bro.
Remember, he was like, "Shout out to all the haters. We just won a playoff series, bro. You beat the Twins."
If you don't know the facts, then shut up. Like, shut up, Carlos Correa, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, Ken Rosenthal's just standing there. So he's like, Carlos, we do know the facts.
And then 2 minutes later, Rob Manfred's like, "Yeah, we did find out they cheated during the playoffs."
Rob Manfred slurring his words at the World Series, like, well, like what is this? What is this league, bro?
Remember that was a topic of discussion. Did Rob Manfred have a stroke at the World Series?
Gerrit. Or was he just plastered? I don't know. Either one. I actually think that 100% capacity, that crowd will be better, louder then. The crowd would have been last year at 100% because the fans have been waiting for so long to vent their anger towards them. I can't wait to go back to a game, bro. I can't wait to be back in Yankee Stadium.
It's that one thing I miss the most. Just pull up at the Yankee Stadium, the smell of beer, hot dogs. Nothing better than that.
Cracker Jacks. Get your Cracker Jacks.
Cracker Jacks.
You're right. Yankees took a flyer on Matt Bowman, even though he's out this year. Makes sense. Listen, I'm very rarely wrong. Very rarely. Except when it comes to math. Then I'm always wrong. If you guys ask me to like calculate something.
Or when you try to read or when you try to read one of the messages.
I've improved. I definitely, it was like that one rough night, and since then, we've gone a little bit better.
I give you props.
Altuve is an embarrassment to little people everywhere. Exactly, bro. Exactly. He puts my peeps to shame. Let's see. Brett Gardner, the next Yankee manager.
No, it's not happening.
Okay. You're just going to diss my boy Brett Gardner like that? Waving the bandanas and the flags. So apparently Britain doesn't like the fact about Herman being back. Could this push Herman out the door via trade? No, because no team is going to take him. But it does kind of open the door to him just being booted off the team, I guess, if the whole clubhouse hates him. I don't know. Have you seen Matt Bowman's pitch selection? He has 6 pitches he uses frequently. Yeah, Matt Bowman is, He relies on 6 different pitches, 4-seam, slider, split finger, cutter, curveball, and sinker. Yeah. Matt Bowman's a solid arm.
I love the stats.
Yeah. You should do Unhinged at the stadium. I know Derek actually suggested to me last month us doing like a live stream at Yankee Stadium, which could be like a fun thing to do. I know definitely at some point this season we'll do like an Unhinged game where like I just like buy out a section. I don't even know if it's going to be possible with COVID, but then like I sell tickets to you guys and like you'd pay like, I don't know, like $50 and you'd get like ticket and like a special like Unhinged shirt or something. I think we could like work something fun out like that. But yeah, I got to see like as far as like capacity goes and like, I don't know if they're going to make all the seats be like 6 feet apart. I have no idea, but we'll see.
Like
probably, right? I mean, unless like you're going to the game with the person, you can't like sit next to them. I don't know.
Unless the Yankees didn't have cutouts last year, right?
No. They were one of the very few teams who didn't have cutouts. Kit number 11 retired in Monument Park. Listen, I disagree, Johnny. I don't think Brett Gardner's number should be retired. I'm sorry.
Maybe they'll give him a plaque in Monument Park, but his number's not getting retired.
Yeah, bro. It's like if A-Rod's number hasn't been retired, like you can't retire Brett Gardner's. You just like A-Rod's number is like fake retired, kind of like Paul O'Neill's. But like if you're not going to officially retire A-Rod's number, you can't officially retire Brett Gardner's number.
Agreed.
Let's see. Banging the bat on the dugout roof will become the Yankees' tradition when Gardner becomes manager. Oh, the whole team's going to have to do it. Fuck, even Rookie the Bat Dog's going to have to do it. He'll just start flinging his toys up at the ceiling.
Shout out to Rookie the Bat, though.
NYY recaps an Unhinged joint watch party. Maybe, possibly. We'll probably get some of these done throughout the season, honestly. Watch parties are fun. Like, we're going to do a bunch of them. Congrats on the new subs. Thank you, Andrew Wallace. Like your Iron Man profile picture. I've never seen the movie before, but I like your profile picture.
You never seen Iron Man? Sad.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen like any of like those Marvel movies. I'm not a movie guy. Like maybe because I have like such a short attention span, I don't really watch movies in general. Like I don't know. No, I know I am joking, but they should do something for him when he retires. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind if they give him like a little like celebration, like what they did for CeCe, maybe.
Like
but it's like, yeah, Brian could go and like wave the bandanas and the flags, and you know. Patrick, another option is a minor league game for a get together. I think RAV folks tried to line that up a few years ago, but the Scranton Stadium got flooded. RAV is River Ave Blues, I believe. I think so. I don't know. Yeah. We'll definitely look into something as far as that goes this season. Pat, if you do that, I will fly to New York to go stream with you and Peter from the stadium. We'll see. We'll see, Julio. We'll see. Dang, Pat, 2 longer streams in a row. I like it. Listen, chat. So here's the thing. We actually have news to talk about, and there's actually like baseball stuff going down. So it's not like we're sitting on here twiddling our thumbs for an hour and a half. So it's like, yeah, now we could start doing like some longer live streams. How do people with short attention spans watch baseball? You know, it's so funny because you would think like me having like such a short attention span that like you wouldn't know how I'd focus on baseball. But it's like, I think I like it because anything could happen at any moment. So it's like that kind of like keeps me watching. It's like the fact where like, yes, like it is slow at times when there's like just so many pitches and things happening, but it's like you never know when someone could just launch a ball 500 feet at any given second. So that's what like keeps me in. I think Parra's like the complete opposite. Like I think Parra has like the longest attention span of anybody. Look at you. You're just chilling.
That's where you're wrong.
You have a short attention span?
There's sometimes I'll like look at one thing and my eyes are wandering somewhere else.
Yes, River Ave Blues, now the fuck Yankee website. They were awesome. I do remember River Ave Blues being awesome. Yeah. Patrick Hennessy, the next Yankees manager, bro. We go from Yankees manager to commissioner of baseball to governor of KC to then president 2036. We have it all planned out.
If you're gonna be the governor of KC, you gotta do something about that smell with the fishes.
I do. That would honestly, for Ben Wilson specifically, that would be my first act. We're just fixing the smelly fish. Just done. Smelly fish, done. Gone. Forever.
Pine smell, gone.
Bro, I got unhinged air fresheners. Like, I'll just put them all over the city. We'll hang the unhinged air fresheners. By the way, we do sell unhinged air fresheners, $5 on unhingedclothing.shop. Just saying. If you do smell like, if your car smells like smelly fish, go buy one. It smells pretty nice. Why do people call baseball boring? I don't like sports with clocks because it's boring at the end of the games. If there's a blowout because there's a clock, but baseball, it isn't over till it's over, you know? I agree, yeah. I think that's what makes baseball so special. There's no clock, you know? Ben Wilson says the smelly trees are invasive. Yo, Ben, once the season starts, we're going to need a smelly tree diss track. I know you made like the Higashioka song in support of him, but we might need a diss track towards the smelly trees of Casey. I got it fixed. Big Brain Pat, governor of Kansas City. Possibly. Kind of an interesting question. Would you be down for a Yankees alternate jersey? Maybe something like the spring training jerseys or a cream alternate. I've been saying this for years. I would love an alternate road jersey, just like the spring ones, like the navy blue with the white Yankees logo. I would love that as a road alternate.
I feel like the blue ones are the fire.
The navy ones. Yeah, I would love those. But yeah, on that note, that is going to wrap things up for us tonight. Appreciate everyone for stopping by. Went an hour and 20 minutes. You guys know the deal. We will be live once again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. It's Unhinged time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, always Unhinged time. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, I'm not going live on Twitch tonight. I know. I apologize. I have a lot of stuff to do, just saying. But tomorrow we have a video coming out at 12 p.m. Eastern time, and we will be live at 9 p.m. tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow, same time as usual. Hope you all have an amazing night. Thanks for stopping by, and see you tomorrow. Peace.